Yay! I love seeing so many people in the chat.
Okay.
This is
We are.
wonderful. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is going to be a really fun live stream, very casual. And we're going to be going over just a few tunes. We might not get to all of them because, sometimes if we get on a roll with like one song or one element, we may end up just not going through the whole packet. And that's fine because that just means that we'll get to those songs in another live stream. So today's going to be really, really awesome because we've got some special guests actually. So definitely we're really excited to have the guests join us today. It should be a ton of fun. And then let's see, how's everything sounding for everybody? Can you hear me? Hopefully everything's sounding all right. The baby did go down. He usually wakes up at 6 and he woke up at 5 today. So he went down an hour earlier than normal. So he is sleeping. Oh, good. I'm glad it sounds good. And also, Carol, thank you so much for helping out in the chat earlier. We really appreciate all that you do for helping us. Yay! I'm glad everybody's saying it sounds good. This is great.
And the reason for today really too is that I know we had like a big, a really heavy workshop with Jake a few weeks ago and Herb, Otto Jr. and we figured, okay, we'll do something a little bit more light. We'll get you guys playing a bit. So we'll do some really easy, kind of quick embellishments on a couple favorite songs. And again, we'll have a couple guests come in and do some really fun segments with you guys as well. So this is 100% free. If you're watching the replay on this in the future, you can still download your free packet at craigandsarah.com under the live streams tab, looking for the quick embellishments workshop. And I'll do this once in the beginning and once at the end, and that's it. But if you do want to help support the channel and the live streams that we do, I'll give you guys a link later on. But again, today is just all about having fun, sharing some of our favorite things to do with some of the songs, and as well as enjoy time with friends. This is going to be great.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a ton of fun today. So, and everybody could hear Craig just fine, it seems, because everybody's commenting on the chat, which is awesome. Yay! Oh, it's so nice. So we actually yesterday spent a chunk of time rearranging the setup. I swear, I think we get it down, and then Craig's like, I gotta change it again. But it's actually really nice because we have less cables, so there's less tripping hazards, and Craig actually has a bigger area on his desk so that he actually has desk space, which is good. So I think that's gonna be really, really great. So hooray! Also, some people have asked us about the Ukulele Festival. So we are organizing Ukulele Festival Hawaii, and we've got several what we're calling mini events. But those of you that have known us know that anything that we call mini usually is not mini. It's so we have 3 big events coming up: April 11th. May 16th, June 13th, and then July 18th is the big festival day. All of these events are virtual and they are all free. April 11th, it's going to be our local spotlight, where we're going to really have some fun diving into interviewing the 4 big Ks: Kamaka, Ko'olau, Ko'aloha, and Kanilea. And it's going to be really great going into that, and then we'll have some artists as well, and it'll be all solo ukulele, so you can really, really hear the instruments. The performances will be live. The interviews and stuff, we just finished doing the recordings, and Craig is going to be very busy editing for that. And then May 16th is a workshop day. That's going to have Roy Sakuma, Neil Chin, and Jake Shimabukuro teaching. I am so excited about that day, and they're going to be teaching live. And then the June 13th is our international spotlight, where we're going to have several international artists, keiki groups, and ukulele clubs joining us. So we're really excited about showing how the instrument is just this worldwide wonderful thing. And so that'll be our June 13th. And then, of course, the big festival day where there will be keiki performances and ukulele clubs and professional performers. It's going to just be an all-day celebration of ukulele. And the other thing that I think we'll also end up doing is maybe some interviews with people like Roy and Kathy and other folks that have been a part of the festival. Because I mean, this is the 51st annual ukulele festival. So it's been around for a long time and it has some pretty amazing history that we really want to share with everybody. So it's going to be a blast.
Now we do have about 8 minutes and 50 seconds before we officially start. Are there any questions that we can help answer at this time?
And
I apologize for a couple of the stops that you hear.
oh yes,
With the crazy rain that the island has, or the whole, Hawaiian Islands have had in the last couple weeks here, there is a small kind of leak that we're gonna, we have a couple of people. Oh, sorry, now my mic is back on. Thank you, Stephen. But yeah, I apologize first of all for some of the stomping you hear. That will go away very soon. With all of the rain over the past few weeks here in Hawaii, there was a small little leak that we want to take a look at to make sure it doesn't get worse.
yes. And today was one of the few days it's not raining, so they were able to come. So it is what it is.
Yes, and then with that said too, we do have about 8 minutes left before we officially start. If there's any questions that we could help answer, please let us know in the chat.
And also, don't forget to like this video. That's super helpful to us. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe, because then you will never miss a live stream and you'll always be able to come back and find the replays. We have most of the replays of the most recent live streams on our website, but if you're wanting some of our older ones, because we've been doing these since 2018. So if you want to go back in the backlogs, you'll want to actually subscribe to our YouTube channel so that it's easy for you to pop on and watch some of those older live streams. You can see how we've progressed. It's really kind of fun. I love going back and watching like the first couple and seeing how things have changed for us.
Brandy Bauer, I don't know. You'll have to take a picture for me and show me that quote unquote bulge in the back of your ukulele. I definitely.
And it also depends on the maker, because some makers
see.
curve the back and some makers do not.
Interesting.
Yeah, like Kanilea actually has a slight curve.
Yeah.
Our De Silvas actually have a decent curve to them. So it really depends on the maker. I love Joe. That's so sweet. There should be a love. I agree. There should be a love button for this video. So you can be like, I love it. This is great. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. And sure, I can go through just a couple of stretches. Somebody had asked in the chat, can we do some stretches together? Those of you that would like to stretch? Okay, we'll just run through them fairly quickly. And if other questions pop up, we might. Well, the stretches will be fast, but we'll see if there's anybody else wanting to ask us questions, because we still have 6 minutes, and this should only take a minute. So, all right, make sure that your shoulders are square with your hips, and you can stand or you can sit. And so the first thing I would do is just reach your hands high up in the air. You're not going to see mine, and just stretch high and spread your fingers really wide like that. Stretch up. Stretch your fingers out. Ooh, big stretches. And then relax. And do it one more time. Stretch out. Ooh, with my hands super stretched out like that. Okay. And then relax. Oh, that feels really good. Now, I just want to go through the hand ones where we have your arms straight out. Make sure your elbow does not bend. Have your arms straight out. And then very, very gently take this hand and bring this, I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see, bring this back until you feel the stretch. If it hurts, you're pulling back too much. And just hold it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Relax. And let's do the other side. Hand out, very gently, pull back. Ooh, 2, 3, 4, 5. 13, 14, 15, and relax. Let's go to this side, and now we're gonna go the other direction. I tend to put my thumb in the middle of my hand here and just use 2 fingers. That kind of helps me not yank my hand down. So arm out, very gently, like that. Do it till you feel the stretch. If it hurts, stop and release some of the pressure. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Relax. Let's do the other side. Thumb here. 1, 2. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we'll relax. Last one. Make a fist. Very gently bring that fist down. Woo! I'm gonna feel that right in here. And you might feel it a little here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 13, 14, 15. Relax. Make a fist. Very gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 13, 14, 15, and rest. So that's just a few of the stretches that I think we went through last time when we did Jake's workshop.
Great question by Sharon. Do you have any ideas on how to sit in a chair playing and not ending up with a sore neck?
So it kind of depends on what you're doing. If you have a sore neck because you're looking down at music like this, you'll need to get a music stand and bring your music up so that it's more eye level. Kind of like how when you have your computer monitor, you're going to want to have your monitor higher up so that you're not making your shoulders come in like this, right? I'm over exaggerating, but that's usually the first thing is people are doing this, right? Because you're looking down at your music and you want to make sure you want to look up. Also, you might be doing this, which means you're going to get kink in your neck, yeah? So you want to start practicing not looking at your hands or doing a glance as opposed to doing this where I'm looking around at my fretboard. Usually a lot of ukes have these side dots, and if you don't have side dots, you can always get some stickers and put them on the side. That way all you have to do is just look gently down like this as opposed to craning your neck looking at the front of your frets. Another thing that also tends to happen is sometimes when we play you might find that you tense up like this. Again, I'm over exaggerating, but you might tense up like that, right? And we want to make sure that you let your shoulders relax so that your neck can be free. So just look at how you are positioned today and see if any of those scenarios apply to you. Because those are pretty common scenarios of why people's necks hurt.
Okay, 2 big things. One, so many people from San Diego, we miss you guys so much. You know, it's especially when it's like super stormy and wet sometimes here. It's like, oh yeah, San Diego, I saw it rain like 3 times in like 7 years.
I know. And hi, Dale. It's good to see you.
Now, one question that came up, D minor to B flat. Here's my quick 50-second response for D minor to B flat. If we're looking at what's really happening, again, here's my D minor compared to B flat. These 2 guys are going to be flipping strings. All right, and my index is just going to swivel down to get both strings. So a really easy breakdown of doing this is to pluck the bottom 2 strings, the E string and the A string. And then we'll practice that swivel. Back to F, back to the swivel, back to F, back to the swivel. Now from that swivel, the reason why, again, you can watch a lot of my tutorials on the B flat, but we go this way to hit this leverage with the ball of your pinky, and these 2 guys naturally just drop where they need to be, all while keeping this nice straight wrist. So when you add it all together, we're swiveling, and while we're swiveling, these two guys will flip strings. Great question. All right. So I think that is time. We're gonna start on Dream. How about substituting the G minor for the B flat, especially on the second? Ooh, we will get there. Awesome. Another quick question. How often shall I change my ukulele strings? Pretty much as you want. Here's my here's my big tip on changing strings. One, when you think your strings need to be changed, record yourself playing through a little bit. All right, you want to hear what it sounds like at that point in your string's life. Really think about how it feels. Then when you restring it, do the same thing. Record yourself playing through and also be very deliberate in how things feel so that you now have a starting point of when you feel like it should change. For us, when we toured nonstop, we were changing strings every 2 to 3 weeks. We could really feel and hear that difference. Nowadays, during the pandemic year,
Do we change them once?
maybe once every month or every other month even. And so it's one of those things where you do feel that difference, but it depends on what your intent is. If you're recording or you're doing something important, yes, I would change it a couple weeks before that. But if you're just using it for practice and it doesn't really matter quite as much, you know, because you're focusing on like the muscle memory, that kind of thing, or memorization, why change them if they don't need to be changed in that sense? You know, so I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many different schools of thought on that.
And for strings too, the other thing that we always tell folks too is feel under your string. So if you can get your finger under there or your nail under there and feel. If you feel little divots, usually the divots, you'll notice them under the third fret area, third and fifth fret area. If you play a lot up here, there might be divots here where the fret has worn at the string. If you feel divots under your strings, when you do this, it's definitely time to change your strings. Because one thing that's happening when you've got those divots is that it's the string is stretching out and the intonation will start to get off and it's going to sound out of tune up here even when you have the instrument in tune because the string length is changing. And also eventually the string will break and nobody likes having that happen to them on stage. I think.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to see so many of our artists are students.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, I do. There's a whole crew. I
Really
just
great
looked
to
down.
see you guys. Now, one other thing before we get started, just as a heads up, we're going to be starting off with Sarah going through a song, and then we're going to have our first batch of special guests come in and join us. It's going to be a ton of fun. But,
Oh, in Greensboro. I used to live in Greensboro, North Carolina. Very cool. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And do we have a particular brand of strings we like? Okay, so strings.
how do you find the brand of strings? You use them all.
Yes.
That's the takeaway.
Yeah, strings are very subjective. There's a million brands and kinds because everybody has different touches and sounds that they prefer. So yes, you will go on your string quest, you will buy all the strings, and you will get really good at restringing your instrument. So, all right, let's take a look at All I Have to Do Is Dream. And let's just go through and play and have some fun right now. And then we can talk about a couple of different options and things. Sounds good? Yes, divot is like a notch, Teco.
Do you
Yes.
want to take off the page thing on the right?
Oh, yeah, I do want to do that. I didn't realize that was like that. Sorry. Now that looks much better. Okay, and I think that's actually, we have the whole thing on there. Just about.
Yep.
Do that. Okay.
Oh, too much.
Well, it doesn't matter if the...
Perfect. Now
Okay.
you can see the chords.
Alrighty. Everybody get your F ready. Now, those of you that want to play chords up the neck, you can, because we're just playing songs. If there's a particular something that you know you want to practice with this, please feel free. And you'll notice that this song is just like one progression over and over again. We did this song for my Intro to Chord Melody live stream that we did this past year. So if you want to go check out the Intro to Chord Melody and learn the chord melody to this, you can go on our website and find that. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Play the F, D minor, B flat, C7. Let's do that again. F, D minor, B flat, C7. Here we go. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream. F when I want you. In my arms when I need you. And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream. When I feel blue. In the night when I need you. To hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream. B flat. I can make you mine. F. A minor. Taste your lips of wine. B flat. Anytime. C. Night or day. F7. B flat. Only trouble is A minor. G was G7. I'm dreaming my life away. F. I need you so that I could die. I want you so. And that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream. F, D minor, B flat, C7, and we'll end on an F. Nice, we did a great job, even though there was totally a wrong chord that we ended up playing, but that's not a problem at all. So let's take a look actually at right before the chorus. We needed to actually have a bit of a change. Is dream. So there's a typo in the handout. There always is one. So I'm going to do this. Dream, dream. And then this. F, F to F7. That's going to lead us into that chorus a lot better, I think, than what we did. But that's all right. I didn't want to stop the song. So it's a lot of fun. Obviously, this is not the best key for my vocals, but it works perfect for the chord melody, which is why I kept it this way. So one of the first things that I like to do, especially because you were playing B flat a lot, how many people out there hate B flat? Probably a lot of you raising your hands right now or nodding your head. Well, you can play, and some of you might have noticed, I actually played a B flat 6 chord occasionally. Do, 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 which looks like that. So anytime you have a B flat chord and you want to do something that might be a little easier, you can play B flat 6. The other beautiful thing about this is that, not equals, excuse me, if you've got B flat going to C or C7, you could substitute, and I'm going to go to the 3rd fret. You can play that exact same shape moved up. So I've got B flat, and then I can go and move up to the 3rd fret with it. Now I have C. So that very first line, dream, B flat, dream, or B flat 6, dream, dream, move it up like that, right? Let me do it one more time. Dream, 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 move it up, dream, again, B, F, D minor, B flat to the 3rd fret, So you can do that sometimes instead of even playing that C7 chord, and it sounds great and totally works. From those of you that have done our past live streams, you've probably heard Craig and I talk about how if there is a dominant 7 chord like C7, it's based on a major chord. So sometimes you can get away with just playing the plain major and no one will know. And if your neighbor plays a C7 while you play a C, it's actually going to sound just fine. You're playing 3 of the same notes anyway, so it really isn't a big deal. So that's a movable thing that you can totally do. And then somebody says, show the chords again. I certainly can. Let's actually go through and play the first verse, okay? Using this. That way we can all try it together. So here we go. I've got my F chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I want you. That B flat 6. Move it up in my arms. When I need you. B flat 6. And move it up your charms, F whenever I want you, B flat 6. Move up, do is F and D minor, B flat, move it up. One more time. When I want you, in my arms, F when I need you, do do and the C. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Right? So you can actually take that shape, move it up, and it's super easy, and it has the open G string. Now, if you play low G, it may not sound as good, just because that low G string, the harmony is much bigger, so it doesn't always sound as good, but don't worry about it. Also, if you prefer having that closed B flat, you can move that whole thing up and then you're playing another version of C there too. Just FYI. Yay! This is awesome. I'm just making sure there weren't any other questions. So some other things to think about when you're playing through these songs is start thinking about, do you want to do something? Yes.
Please draw the F7.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see. There we go. There's F7.
And let's take a quick zoom in on what's Sarah doing the F to F7, just to showcase how easy this transition
So,
really is.
F chord. All I'm going to do is take these 2 digits and put them on the 3rd fret of the C and the 3rd fret of the A. And so hold your F. Now put these 2 fingers down on the 3rd frets together. Take them away. Put them down together. Right? So it's a super easy change. Also, what I mentioned earlier about dominant 7 chords, if for some reason getting that F7 is still really tricky, you can actually play F the whole time and no one will know. So don't stress. Let's see. So, that's what I was going to say. So when you've got your verses and your chorus, sometimes I like to try to do a different strumming pattern between the two. As a listener, it's really nice when there's a little bit of a switch up and that you're not just doing, when I want you, and then I can make you mine, let your lips of wine, right? You're doing the same thing through both. So one thing that I sometimes do is I'll use the melodies rhythm kind of help me play. So for the chorus, I might do, I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, and then go back to playing pretty straight. Anytime. Ooh, I did our little fancy thing. B flat to C, night or day. And then I'll go back to the only trouble is gee whiz. Now there, I actually kept that A minor rhythm to be the same as it was for the first line of our chorus. You don't have to do that. You could switch it up. It all kind of depends on how you're feeling and what you would like to do with this song. But I liked keeping those 2 lines the same. And then I'm dreaming, just doing it plain away. Now, for that, instead of continuing to strum C7, I like having space there. Or I could take this time to do maybe some kind of pretty picking thing. Right? I have all of this space. And so if you know your C scale, you can play notes from that C scale to create your own little riff there. What I did just now was I played C7, and then I did C, I picked the C string, the E string, and the A string. So, and then I basically played part of the scale backwards. So I played the 3rd fret on the A, 1st fret, A string, open, and then you can either do the 3rd fret of the E, or you can use your open G string, because those are the same note. So doing, and then going back, da 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 da, right? So that again was C, and then the starting on the C string, and I strummed the whole thing. So I did, and I actually strummed that, and then picked and used my open G string. So let's do it one more time. So we have the C7, when I want you, etc., etc. So let's just play that, the chorus, and try out. You can try out anything you want to try, but I'm gonna play what I had just talked about just so you can hear it. So remember, I'm doing on the first line, I'm gonna follow the rhythm of the melody. That's the word I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3, B flat. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. F7. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. Oh, sorry. So I messed up that last line. Let's do the chorus one more time, and I'll do it right this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make you mine, A minor, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. And going into the rest of it. So it's really pretty, just adding, again, I'm just doing that C scale backwards to the G note before I go to the F chord. Because you'll notice that I'm actually doing almost a walk down to the F root note. When I want you. That's what's going on and why I chose the notes that I did for my cute little riff in the key of C for that brief moment. So yes, this song is in the key of F, but for that moment, that's why I chose that C chord. So how's everybody doing? This is so awesome. I love it. Oh, and I see Brian's in the chat. How fun. Hi, Brian. It's wonderful to see you. So here's what we're going to do. Let's do the song one last time because I think we're going to get ready for our guests. Yeah, Craig? Let's play through the song one last time and feel free to try up different things. So I know in past live streams I've talked about using picking patterns. So you could for dream, right? And that was me just doing C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E, A. That's all I did there. Or that was strum, C, E, A, strum, C, E, A, strum, C, E, A, strum. Okay, you can try those out as well, but just have fun. And I'm probably gonna do a mix of things, but it'll sound good with me no matter what you do, as long as you play the same kinds of chords. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, F. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream. When I want you in my arms, when I want you, and all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. the night when I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is F, B flat, then F, F7. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I want you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream. One more time. Dream. Dream, 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 dream. Aw. And thank you, Craig, for adding some of the fills and fun stuff. It's nice when you can have folks to play with and can hear yourself off of someone else. So that's awesome. And Nels, it's great to see you. I'm glad you're joining us today. So just a few things just to get us warmed up for our special guests. I'm actually going to put my headphones on in hopes that I can hear our special guests too. That would be a lot of fun if I get to hear them too. Yay! Oh, and that picking pattern on screen, let me take a hot minute to... So, let's see. So what I did was a strum C, E, A. That was and then strum, and then this was what is going on with my pencil? There we go. And then this was picking. You can also do it so that you just do C, E, A, and there's no strum as well. That also sounds really lovely too, especially if you have somebody holding it down. Also, I didn't talk about this time, but you can actually play in a lot of other positions, which is probably what you heard Craig doing when he was playing with me. But we'll talk more about that with some of the other songs.
All right, so this is the first time doing this. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if this works. All right, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. Hey, I'm missing someone.
Who's not there?
Hey, how's it, guys? Where's Brian?
Started.
Oh, I see them. Hi, gang.
I think Herb is frozen. Herb, frozen. Gotta buy better internet.
Shut up.
But for
Yes,
our first batch of special guests, we do have ring, Mr. Brian Tolentino, Herb Olta Jr., and David Kamakahi. Great to see you guys. Ooh, we're
Ooh.
Foursquare now. Woohoo!
Nice.
Technology, man. Love it.
It's amazing.
Oh, Brian's frozen too.
Brian. So bad.
So one of the coolest things that is happening next week is that the three of these guys are going to be putting on a really special workshop utilizing the beautiful song Wahine Ilikea. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Now, it's not just your normal kind of play along kind of workshop. Can you guys talk a little bit about what makes next week so special?
Well, let Herb start.
Well, I mean, it's special to a point that it's written by David's dad, and
That's pretty
it's one
special.
of the most beloved Hawaiian songs
Yep.
ever. I mean, a lot of people play it, a lot of people perform it, and we have three different ways we're gonna attack this song. One is the strumming and the words and the meaning, the backstory. I do the picking and melody, and then Brian does the fairy dusting.
Yeah, Herb, your door looks small, bro. No,
It is.
or is that scale? Sorry.
It is.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, when you say like fairy dusting, what does that imply?
Just embellishing chords, alternate voicings up and down the fingerboard. I try to put 4-note chords into it. But yeah, that for those of you who know me, it's just second
Wait,
second
wait,
position.
I'm
Try
just-
sample a
I'm
little bit. Try sample.
I'm just,
Try sample a little bit.
I'm just
of-
reading the comment, and it says, "Do you have to grind the fairies a lot to get the dust?"
Can you guys see? So it would be like. I mean, just alternate voicings.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
in this sense, in response to the comment made, fairy dusting is like implying the really sparkly, just beautiful,
What are you implying? Oh, sorry.
Like Tinkerbell.
like Tinkerbell, like a really beautiful kind of layering of just the it's like the stuff on the cake that makes them all. That sounds
yeah.
good. Sounds good.
Musical.
And then when you say apply melody, is it a chord melody, single note picking? How are you doing that, Herb?
Both single note picking
Ooh.
and incorporating chords with it.
That's exciting.
And Brian,
He is excited, you know.
What uke was that, Brian? Because
He is exciting.
Yeah.
that looked like a different uke than normal. Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is the only low G ukulele I have
Ah.
with fret markers on the fretboard. That's why I use this one. Because my other ukuleles, they don't have any fret markers on the fretboard. So it's harder to call out fret numbers, yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I got this from Kale Gamiao at Anuinoy. For those of you who don't know, please go check out whose page? I think I have it. I think Craig, them. But their property was devastated during the floods the past week. So
Yeah.
they have a GoFundMe account. Derek and Khaled, they won't ask for help. But if you guys can help out any way you can, go help them out because they're really one of the great families of the ukulele community, not only here in Hawaii but all over the world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, funny that you should bring that up because on Wednesday we're actually doing a. This is the first time we're actually saying it out loud, but we're actually going to be doing a little fundraising thing on Wednesday.
what time?
And-
No, you know what? We're
Um,
thinking about doing one too. That's why.
Oh, let's do it. We're gonna go live about 12, I think,
I think that is correct.
and yeah, we'll get you guys on. I know Herb's
Well,
gonna do a few songs. Clay is gonna come over and talk story a little bit. Jake is gonna do a few songs. So let's do it. Yeah,
Cool.
we'll get you guys on.
Woo!
12 Hawaii time or
Yeah,
12?
12 Hawaii time.
Okay.
Awesome.
On Wednesday.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. So we kind of last minute thing, but we got to take care of each other. That's
Yep.
taking care of one of our own for sure. Sarah and I actually got married on their property.
Yeah.
It
It's very special to
and they've
us.
done so much for the community and for everyone.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
this is
Ukulele
gonna be-
people helping ukulele people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will be
So-
sure to post. People are saying, "Oh my gosh, when is it?" So 12 o'clock Hawaii time. Because of daylight savings, Hawaii does not change. So
What?
that means I know. So that means that our 12 p.m. Hawaii time is 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Or an hour and a half from now.
Yes, hour and a half from right now. This doesn't help you if you're watching the replay. But
Okay,
Or
wait,
90
that's
minutes.
confusing.
90 minutes.
yes,
But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we'll send a link for the GoFundMe page also in the chat in a second. But yeah, they've been amazing. So we're gonna be doing that for them, and we'll have more information about that. It will be live straight on where you're watching things right now on our YouTube live channel here. But yeah, going back to
Wahini Ilekea.
Wahine Ilikea,
Oh.
David, can you give a little bit of some of maybe the misconceptions that people might have had in the past when they say, "Oh yeah, we play your dad's song all the time in our club," but then it's either like 80 times too fast, or the question is always the C minor.
That's a highly debated topic. Right? That is the number one most asked question that I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah. Is there a minor four in Wanilike? The answer is no. As written, there's no C minor in
Mhm.
Wanilike. And the question got so popular that because I work with Kale Chang for our recording with Waipuna, and he literally like made a video of me saying those exact words.
Wow.
So, but yeah,
Wow.
the inspiration for this song is actually it's a funny story. But I can give a little bit. It was written in when Dad was still part of the Sons of Hawaii. It was about 1975, and what what my dad and Eddie used to do was they used to travel all around Hawaii just researching old songs that were forgotten. So a lot of songs they were researching on the east end of Molokai where my dad's family's from. And on the way back to the airport, they were passing Kamalo Mountain because you can see there's a direct view on the east end, and it had recently rained, so therefore the waterfalls were full effect. So the story Dad would always say was like, yeah, they pulled over on the side of the road and just started just admiring the beauty of Kamalo, and that's how the foundation of the song started. But next week, I'm gonna go more into not only the backstory but also the inspiration of the music, because there's a lot of unexpected instrumentation that Dad thought of before he transitioned this song to guitar,
Oh,
and it just
cool.
Oh, very cool.
so yeah, that's the amount of I guess value to attend the workshop next week, because not only do I go over the backstory and the kauna and the actual song itself, I actually go over like what Dad literally told me when he started arranging this song. Like, what instruments did he imagine? What type of melody did he come up with? And yeah, it's just little details like that that we kind of wanted to preserve and share. And
Nice.
Herb and Brian aren't doing anything, so I asked them to tell me what other dimensions of this song.
Nice. Nice. Do you mind, David, leading us in a play along for it?
Sure.
And again, this is going to be a very more basic version of what they're going to dive into next week, but just to get us playing a little bit. I know you have a really big ukulele with you today, but
I have a very large ukulele because I actually have a live in about 5 hours from now.
oh wow.
I'm actually performing my band, and my ukulele is up there. so the only instrument I have in the house right now is this guitar, which most
No
people
worry,
are.
this is gonna sound beautiful. So we do have this in the packet, correct?
Yes, it is
And
in the
let me
packet.
see if I can do this. I'm gonna do that.
I have it up on the.
And then I'm going to
iPad.
do that.
Yeah. Do I need to move it at all?
And then I'll do
Ooh.
that.
Oh. David's watching the screen. He sees.
Yeah.
I know. It was perfect the way.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a really simple melody, 3 chords in the entire song. It's a G C, occasional G7 and a D7, four chords. So the basic rhythm. Makekai Ohu no liwai Wahine ilikea I ka poli o Molokai no ka heke G7 Naniwa no Nawai lelemuka Ohuna Oha Omokoloha Nawai kuru Ika ulu vehi vehi O kamalo Ika marie Wakala Makekai Ohu no liwai Wahine ilikea I ka poli o Molokai no ka heke G7 Naniwa no ka aina halava Home Ho'okipa akamangini Aina uluvehi Ika noe ahi ahi Ualave mai E kamakani Ho'olua Wakala Makekai Ohu no liwai Wahine ilikea I ka poli o Molokai no ka heke E gona
Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice job, David.
That was gorgeous. I
That
love
was
that song.
beautiful.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. So again, for those of you who want to join them next week, what is the best way to get more information on that?
Ask Herb.
I think it's in the chat. It's lelemusicproductions.com/online_events.php.
Awesome. Yes, thank you, Carol, for posting that. And if you wouldn't mind posting it one more time for folks.
Nice. And Carol's on it. Nice job.
She is.
And it's funny. Since we have the two of you here too, or two of the three of you, we're gonna actually be featuring David and Brian on our April 11th
Ukulele Festival
local
Hawaii
showcase
event.
of Ukulele Festival Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing. And
Don't worry, you
awesome.
guys will get to see Herb, but he'll be on in July.
But it's gonna be fantastic. And
What's happening?
Oh, we'll talk about it later, Herb.
Oh, okay.
but I'm looking forward to watching you guys next week because it is gonna be amazing. And David, we don't get to see enough of you, man.
Yes,
For real.
we miss ya.
We need to almost have like a reunion for ukulele friends at this point.
Right?
Oh
with
my
this
gosh.
vaccine,
Yeah.
we're all good at it. So,
Yeah.
So somebody just asked, and I think it's a great question, is there a Go Ask Herb t-shirts?
No, we're gonna make herb tea. Sure.
Yes.
Herb tea. Herb tea.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Anything else? Brian, I know you're in the studio with Nue,
Woohoo!
working on a
Mhm.
new batch of songs. What else is going on?
Um, yeah, just that, and I know David's going in the studio for a new batch of songs also
Oh, that's
with
right. A
Waipuna.
whole another batch of songs.
A whole new batch. Speaking of batches, no, we're doing Nue, and we have some special guests that will be joining us down the road, like Herb and Sarah. Oh, sorry, did I say that?
Oh, oh, oh.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Jake, Ocean. So it's a whole um, fun time of recording just ukulele.
Nice.
Ukulele with vocals, solo. So yeah, keeping busy, keeping my head above water like everyone else, I guess.
Nice. Herb, what you got coming up?
Nothing. Well, the workshop on the 27th, but that's
Yes.
about it.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Uh,
It's good, huh?
oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time
Thank you.
and sharing with us.
Yes,
I'm
thank you,
super excited for your
Thanks for
workshop
having us.
next week.
Yeah.
Everyone, huge thank you to David, Herb, Brian. Love you guys. We'll see you guys
Yes.
What
Bye,
are you guys doing,
guys.
man? All right, aloha.
soon. That was awesome.
I love them. I cannot wait till we can just all get together.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So much fun. Oh, Herb.
So again, we do. So we do have links in the chat for their workshop next week, and Wahine Like really is such an incredible, beautiful song that
Yeah.
even for me growing up in Hawaii, there were a lot of songs that we grew up playing but didn't really know the entire backstory or the reasons for certain things, and this is what a fantastic opportunity
Yeah.
to learn. All right, we'll do a little bit of another song, and then we'll have another
Another
special
guest.
guest.
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll pull up the iPad.
Yahoo! Do I need to move it at all for you? Is it?
Nah, that looks good.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we're gonna keep things a little bit easy for now. But this is one of my favorite songs. I've just seen a face, and we're thinking there was gonna be so much I wanted to add to this, but what we'll do a couple fun, easy embellishments to add, and then we'll ramp it up. But we'll have a lot that we'll be doing for an actual workshop. Maybe we'll do a Beatles theme workshop where we just kind of dive in and do a lot of these variations and kind of voicing differences. Oh, Jason Arimoto. I love Jason Arimoto. Please tell him we said hi. We still, with the pandemic and everything else, we still actually haven't seen the new U Space. I know they moved locations, I think in the same building, but we absolutely love those guys. So please tell Jason we said hi. All right, so I've just seen a face. Let's take a quick look at the chords, see if there's anything tricky. But we have your A chord. We have the F sharp minor, which is the A chord with a friend. Now, quick transition from F sharp minor to D. I usually keep my ring finger planted. That's my pivot point. That's my leverage finger. So from here, keeping my ring finger down while I flip strings for these two guys for my D. And then to the E7, my middle finger becomes my transition point. So from D to E7. So these are the little things that, we always talk about how we would watch cartoons and, working on these little transitions so that when we do fly through it, it feels second nature. But you always want to have something that feels connected to that next kind of chord shape, if possible. Sometimes, you just gotta jump. But from A again, adding that ring finger, keeping the ring finger down to the D, keeping the middle finger down to the E7. So we have that. And then falling, back again. Now for that one, I think there's a misprint. Yes, I am falling. And she keeps going.
Oh my gosh, there is a total
back
misprint.
again.
Here, let me go to this one.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so the reason I changed this last minute because of the really kind of unique phrasing in this song. To me, it made more sense to keep where the chord changes in place and have the lyrics kind of float where it needs to be. So, for example, I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. So the F sharp minor changes on met, even though met is again kind of later in on that sentence. So I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me. And I want all the world to see we've met. Had it been another. So that's why I have it lined up as it is, even though lyric-wise on the lines it has weird cutoffs. But that's exactly where in my head we think about where that transition is for that next chord. All right, so other than that, not too bad. Just calling back again. All right, now one of the things we're gonna try differently is we're gonna take our thumb on the right hand and hold our A chord with the left. We're gonna pluck the C string and then strum down. So it's gonna be thumb down, up down, thumb down, up down, thumb down, rest 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 up down. So the reason why we're changing up a little bit, one of the things that helps us with this kind of driving beat is hitting our kind of bass string. Now on a high G, this C string is our lowest string that we can play. On a low G, the low G will be your lowest, but since you're all amazing people, I'm sure all of you have high G.
Oh, Greg, so bad.
No, if you're on low G, you can experiment, and sometimes you maybe even alternate between the C and the G string. But for now, if you have a high G, let's stick on that C string for now. So let's do. Now, if you want to keep it simple, you can do thumb down, down, 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 thumb down. And this is almost like my mock claw hammer kind of shape here. But what I'm doing to kind of keep this nice and consistent and keep it very efficient is that I have these guys kind of curled up a little bit. I'm not squeezing very hard, but this way I can do a thumb down, and all I'm doing is just this small little motion where I'm using my nails to get that nice kind of mandolin almost chop. You know, very similar to that kind of feel. So it'll be thumb down, rest down, 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 thumb down, rest down. Now, we can add that one up in there. Thumb down, up down, thumb down, up down, thumb down, up down, thumb down, up down. Now, the up, I'm really just clipping that A string. Thumb down, up down, thumb down, up down, thumb down, up down, thumb down, up down. Yes, great question. So C string for the thumb. And the down, you can hit all four, but I'm really mainly hitting the bottom three strings. And then up on the A string, and then back down on the three strings. All right, so another reason for that efficiency, if we do speed it up, is gonna sound like this.
I want the world to see we've met. Ooh, had it been another day, I might look the other way, and I'd have never been aware. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Da 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 da.
So it has a nice kind of driving beat. Again, it's different than your typical. You know, again, we don't want every song to sound alike, right? So we're gonna try and push ourselves to experiment with different kind of patterns and different ways of hitting those chords. So another thing that you can apply is if you've taken any of the muting classes from me and kind of been able to shape our sound, we can add that into here. Let's do so again, it's that nice crisp mute. But I'll expand on that in a second. But again, all these different things we've learned throughout this past year or past couple of years, you can start to apply. You know, we want to be able to mix and match all of these elements in any song that we're playing. Now, one other option for the E7 to the D to the A in that chorus. One of the big things I love to do is kind of mirror what's happening with the melody. So in this case, I'm gonna have Sarah write this high E7, and you can do the 4-string version. So it looks like a B flat, but if you slide it up so that your index stops on the 7th fret, that is gonna be an E, and 2 frets down is gonna be your D chord. And then we can do a high A chord up here, which is, it looks, you're gonna bar the 4th fret and make what looks like an F shape. So back to E7, back to A. Now, here's the cool thing when you start kind of mirroring what's happening. So we have falling, yes I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. So you have the chord movement that really helps enhance what's happening with the melody. So again, I mean, if we want to stay true, we could do an E7, yes, correct, all the way up here. And then drop it to either D7 or the full D, probably the full D there. And again, that A chord in that F shape to the E7 to A. All right, and again, this is all, yes, thanks, Stephen. These are always going to be recorded and put up on our live stream so you can stop and pause and rewind. So that's why I'm moving a little bit faster than I would in person, because I know you can rewind and rewatch.
And also, I will be sending out, for those of you on our mailing list, I am going to be sending out an email blast when the probably either tonight or tomorrow with the replay. And then also some folks asked about sending some of the stuff that we're talking about, my scribblings on the paper. We'll just send you another version of this too.
All right, so now if you wanted to do, to me, if you want to make this really easy, you could do the B flat shape minus the G string, slide back up to the 7, and just hit the bottom 3 strings to the, the next D. And then you can, if you're only focusing on 3 strings, you can make what looks like a G chord here on the 4th fret instead of the whole barred version. E7, back to A. And the reason why this is going to sound okay, we have most of our triad, or the most important notes are going to be within those bottom 3 strings. So if you're going, let's say, a little bit faster than your normal, tempo on this, it's going to make a huge difference on that speed. So it's a beautiful way of kind of getting the point across without having to worry about all 4 strings. And there's a ton of amazing musicians. You don't have to use all 4 strings. A lot of amazing guitarists don't use all 6 strings all the time. So the same thing applies. Don't ever feel, especially when transitions are giving you a hard time at first, don't feel like you have to hit all 4 strings all at the same time. I promise you, a lot of times when we do things, we leave certain strings out depending on what's happening, just because it makes more sense, or we don't need that fourth string for that voicing, or it helps a run like that. Yes, there are tons of examples where we want the four strings of four different notes in that voicing, but again, it's all about being deliberate. So in this case, this is going to be a really easy option to kind of apply. So let's try and play along. So again, we're gonna do the couple different versions you can try out right now is, again, thumb on the C string, thumb down, down, 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 thumb down. You can do add the up, thumb down, thumb down, up, down, thumb down, up, down, thumb down, up, down. We can do some of those mutes, thumb down, thumb down, up, down, thumb down, up, down, thumb. Or you can mix and match your own, like thumb down, taka taka, thumb down, taka taka, thumb down, taka taka.
It's a nice percussive element.
Yeah, so again, especially when you're playing with other people, you could focus more on the percussive stuff to really enhance the overall sound. Now, one last thing I'm going to talk about is, again, the concept of this is paying attention to what is really changing. So from this A chord, again, the thing that is only different from A to F sharp minor is adding that F sharp note. So what I believe the original did too was emphasize that as walking it down. So what they did is really focus on the A, G sharp, F sharp. So we can apply that. Let's see. I'm just seeing it as I can forget the time. Please
It down.
And so there, again, the only difference between the F sharp minor and the D is that D note. So again, we can walk down from the F sharp to the E and emphasize that D note. So let's take a look at that one more time in slow motion. Well, not really slow motion, but so we have the A chord. A, G sharp, F sharp. F sharp, E, D. And Sarah, is there anywhere you can write that in? Just those walk down notes. So A open, fourth fret of the E to the second fret.
I don't think there's a
Can
good
you add
spot.
a page? You can add a page, right?
Oh, but they won't be able to
Just
see
for
it.
now. They
Okay.
can rewind it and
That's-
they can watch this in post.
Okay, so what do you want me to write?
So A, open A, fourth fret of the E, second fret of the E. So that's our first walk down to the F sharp minor. And then let's walk down from the second fret to the open
E2, E open to
to C2. And actually, I do have a close-up camera on this. Let's see. All right, so here's my A chord. I would go all the way through to the open A, fourth fret of the E, to the second fret of the E. That's my F sharp minor. Now second fret of the E, to the open E, to the second fret of the C. Yay! Awesome. All right, so not too bad, but it's nice to add these simple kind of little fills or movement to create a much larger sound, even as a solo player. All right, so let's play through this.
Woo!
All right, down a little bit. Perfect. And then so you're gonna play two then, and then that way I can vary it a little bit. And we're not gonna do the intro right now, but maybe for that Beatles workshop we'll work on that intro.
I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, but I'd have never been aware. As it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Falling, yes, I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I had never known the like of this. I've been alone and I have missed things and kept out of sight, but other girls were never quite like this. Let's do falling. Falling, yes, I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Repeat the song. I've just seen Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, but I'd have never been aware. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Seven, falling, yes, I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Let's just do falling again. Oh, falling, yes, I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Let's do that one more time. Oh, falling, yes, I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Woo! I know we didn't do it exactly like the recording, but you can. I think we elongated it when we were doing this as a jam for our Ute cruise, which is why we have it repeating the whole song.
Yes, and don't forget you can get. We'll make sure you're on our mailing list, and we'll send you the additional notes from the packet and whatnot too. But yeah, so a lot of fun. We'll go over the chord melody thing and variations of that in the next Beatles workshop that we'll do. That'll be a lot of fun. And if you guys do have some of your favorite Beatles songs that you really wanted to flesh out, please email us with some suggestions, and we'll see if we can fit that in.
Or do a couple of workshops, because I have a feeling we're gonna get because they're so prolific, you know. So there's gonna be a lot of tunes, I'm sure, out there. This has always been one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's right. I have to remember what that was. Now, we have so much more to come. We have a very, very special guest that's going to be joining. Oh, I got to text him.
Yeah, let him know.
Okay, you take over for a second.
So yes, Betsy, Craig is doing what we call sort of our fake claw hammer. It is mimicking that claw hammer sound, but it's not true claw hammer. And so it's something that sounds really good with this song, actually. And it has that, because this song is actually pretty fast. That intro part isn't, of course, but they hop right into it, and it's a bookin' tune. And this song is one that I've always thought, oh, it's too short. I wish that it was longer, but it's just such a great tune. And there's so much that you can do with it too, which is really fun. Let's see. Aw, you guys are always so sweet. Thank you, guys. And actually, Leanne, I've been working on In My Life. That song, for some reason, that one has just been really sticking with me. And I think part of it's like having a kid and just seeing how things have been changing and stuff. And like, it's just gotten me super sentimental. Even though I know that I am still young yet, I still like looking back and reflecting and just our lives and all of the things that, we've been through. And that song, yeah, I get like all like teary when I practice it and play it just because it's such a poignant tune. And for some reason at this point in my life, it's really, really sticking with me. So maybe we'll pull that one out too. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh, good. We have our special guest. Let me put my headphones on so I can hear him too.
Oh, hey.
I hear his laughter. Yay. Hi,
Hey.
Neil.
Hey, how's it going?
Aw. Neil Chin, it's great to see you.
Hey, it's great to see you guys too. That's so sweet. That little note on in my life. That's so. Well, that made me
Yeah.
misty just hear you talk about it. That's so super
Aw.
sweet.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
and the thing is too, I sing it in C, so it's like super easy for teaching. Yeah. Oh yeah, Blackbird's another good one. But that's a song I actually want us to do that and I want to kind of do a very different treatment of it. But we'll see. I know Craig and I have some things in the works that we're really excited about. But yeah. So how have you been, Neil? What have you been up to?
Oh, it's been really fun. I've actually just in the last stages of moving right now, so I'm
Woo!
actually in my new place with my new studio and whatnot. So
Congrats.
it's been a good upper body workout for the last month. No, but it's been really good. And I'm glad to be almost done and play some more ukulele. So I'm really stoked to
Yeah.
be
I
here to play
love
ukulele
that
with
you
y'all.
you bought the chair to match your ukulele case. That is amazing.
Yes, the Fusion ladies would be very happy.
It matches too perfectly. It matches too perfectly. I love it.
That's awesome. Now, do you have any projects or anything coming up? Because I know you do your
Yeah,
noodles.
yeah. We're back with the Monday streams. And I'm kind of actually doing it on the first Monday of every month. So I think it's the
Nice.
5th, I think is the one that's coming up. So stay tuned. I moved it actually back to Facebook due to popular demand. So we'll be back on Facebook
Nice.
and actually got quite a few things coming up. Some great events with the UKC, the Ukulele Kids Club, which I'm super excited
Oh,
about.
Oh,
cool.
sweet.
Yeah, if you folks are not familiar with the Ukulele Kids Club, please go check them out. I mean, I might be preaching to the choir here, but you know the power of the ukulele. And so, putting it in the hands of children who need it, who are hospitalized and whatnot is wonderful.
Wow.
So anyway, I've been working a lot with them and I'm really excited to teach some workshops with them. Excited to join y'all folks on May 16th too for the
Yes.
Ukulele
What's May
Festival
16th?
Hawaii.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
still
Yes.
shaking in my little boots here, just even thinking about it. But I'm super excited to be
It's gonna
part
be
of it.
fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah, so the
super
event that
excited.
Neil brought up is going to be our big workshop event.
Yep.
Again, one of our quote unquote mini events for the Ukulele Festival Hawaii, which
Yes.
is going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
We
So
also have Jake teaching that day as well as Roy Sakuma himself. Very, very excited.
yeah, and I think
Uh,
Roy and Jake are actually working on something together too, which is really neat. So
yeah.
yeah, I think they're in the process of sorting something out that's going to be really unique and really awesome. So
So cool.
yeah.
Um, yeah, just have more stuff too. What I would do is go ahead and check out my website. I did just update it.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
Proud of myself. Everything is up there. The Alahengni Ukulele Soiree and also
Oh,
the
I
first
love that
ever
one.
Ukulele Jazz Festival too, which will be really fun too. So
Yes,
yeah,
with Diane
with
and us.
Diane, yeah,
Oh
and you
yeah.
guys. So
Yay.
stoked, so
Oh
stoked.
no, that's going to be a ton of fun.
I'm
That
really
is.
excited about that.
So cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, today, what are we going to be going over, Neil?
Well, I thought this would be a really fun song to play with y'all folks because I've been playing this a lot actually this whole past year. I kind of fell in love with it in early summer of last year. But it's a song called "I Wish You Love."
And I have the
Some of you
chart
folks
too.
may be familiar with the opening line, the "I wish you bluebirds in the spring." It's been covered a bunch over the years. A tune by Mr. Charles Trina, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but it's this lovely tune, and it's this AABA format, very similar to some of the tunes you looked at today. All I have to do is dream. It's basically the same form and very similar too. So we're gonna take a look at that one. Take a look at some of the chords, and I thought that'd be kind of fun if we could just explore two little axes of music, and ways to kind of embellish on top of it. Um, One of the things for me is I love going to jam sessions and just kind of like sitting in, meaning I've always think of myself as the plus one to the party. And so, oftentimes it's just add what can you add on top of it, right? What can you kind of layer on top of the music that's already there? And so we can talk about two little axes, two different little strategies that I like to use that I use just about in every single jam session. So let's take a look. So, first of all, oh wow, you guys are so awesome. You put the chord charts underneath too. Thank you so much for doing that.
I'm glad you didn't
After my
mind
own
me.
heart. After my own heart. I love it. Okay. So, as always, what I would say is when you got a new tune like this, even if you're not too familiar with it, right? Or I should say, especially if you're not familiar with it, take a scan. All right. Take a look at the sheet. Are there any chords that seem maybe a little unfamiliar for you? Are there transitions that maybe might seem a little bit tricky, right? And then just put them underneath your fingers really quick. And again, lovely that you have those chord charts on the bottom of the sheet there too. So please put your hands in those positions and see maybe something feels good, or if it maybe doesn't, maybe you might have to make micro adjustments to our fingers. Um, One of the things that I did with this sheet is that each chord that you see in bold there is going to be played for 4 beats. And I figure just to kind of get us rolling today, why don't we do our good old reliable? Some of you might know it as like the calypso strum or the island strum, but our good old down, down, up, down that we're going to use. So take a quick look. I would say, teaching the song a lot and playing the song a lot over the past year, probably the biggest one that I hear a lot of is the F to F minor. It's maybe not the most elegant change out there, because you do kind of have to lift up your fingers. But I want to show you something real quick that I think might make that a little bit easier for you. So if you hold F, right, F major, so that's going to be 2-0-1-0, all right? Sounds good already. But another way we can play this F chord is if we actually put down our pinky right down on the C note on the third string and on the, third fret and on the A string right over here. And it still actually is technically an F, but with a slightly different kind of inflection to the chord, right? Here's without the pinky, and here it is with the pinky. Now, it's just not for sound here. It ends up being kind of functional with the physical motion that we're going to be making as we go over to F minor in the bridge, of course. What we can do is we can let our pinky kind of be that pivot point, kind of what Craig was talking about going from D to E7, having, a finger kind of planted on the fretboard is going to give you more stability. And so here, by having your pinky in place, we can kind of put some pressure on that pinky, flip, and move our fingers as such. So, especially if this is kind of a new change for you, you know what, let's do it right now. Let's do it right now, right? Hold that F, right? And without strumming, just your left hand, you just move your fingers into spot. And you rock, back to F, and then F minor. All keeping that pinky nice and stable for you. Now, the other thing too, yeah? If you're not too used to using your pinky, this poor little fella, yeah, it might be a little bit weaker than maybe our index or our middle finger. So please be gentle. Please be kind to your hands, right? And be patient, most of all, to your fingers, right? They'll catch up to your brain, right? And so when you do something like this, after you do maybe a couple of rounds, up, 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 maybe a little bit slower. Just had my coffee, you can see. But you go back and forth, right? Then maybe give it a little shake, a little rest, or even some of the lovely stretches that Sarah was doing in the beginning of the workshop too, or during the sound check. So there's that one. Alrighty, so let's do this, right? Can we go through the song one time from the top to the bottom? And most of the song is this kind of like 4-chord cycle that you might see here. And I actually was reading the chat earlier today in the session today, and a lot of y'all folks were talking about 1-6-4-5s, right? Or so this is kind of like a 1-6-4-5, but we're just going to change the 4 to a 2, and this is where I might lose some people, but we're going to change the order. It's still in the same order, but if we start here, what we're doing is 2, 5, 1, and then 6. So another great example of kind of like the power of that chord progression, right? Because we can use that for so many different songs. And even in a case like this, just by rearranging it, we can really get, well, in this case, a whole new tune. Yeah. So let's take it from D minor, shall we, folks? And then after we go through it here, then I'll walk you through those 2 axes that we'll be talking about, those 2 extra layers that we can add. All right. So let's do maybe a little sound check, a little head check. Down, up, down, right, down, up, down, right. And the melody of the song, the I Wish You, comes in a little bit early. So after I count to 4, we're going to have another extra measure there of silence. And then we're going to jump into the song like this. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish you, and into the song. Okay. So head check again. Okay, I wish you bluebirds, folks. Here we go. Let's go. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. Hanaho. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give your heart a song to sing, and then a kiss much more than this. I wish you love. 2, 3, 4. And in July, a lemonade to cool you in some leafy glade. I wish you health much more than wealth. I wish you love. Under the bridge, my breaking heart, and I agree that you and I could never be. But with my best, my very best, I'll set you free. Last verse. I wish you shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm. But most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love. And we're at the end of the song. All right. So, oh, nice. Oh, very cool. Very good. Nice. Okay. So, like I was mentioning, we're going to kind of take a look at 2 little axes here to kind of explore 2 different dimensions on music. Kind of really think about it. We can focus kind of on harmony, and we can focus on rhythm today. So first, harmony. What's written on the chords here, you're going to notice there's not too many numbers up there, right? And it might be kind of nice if we can add some numbers onto the sheet, particularly the number 7. One of the nice things is we already have one. We have one on G7 that we use all the time. I'm sure a bunch of you do. But what we're also going to do is we can add in, let's say on our D minor chord, we can make that a D minor 7. Or on an A minor chord, we can make that A minor 7. And of course, lastly, we can also talk about C major going into C major 7. And I like these too, especially in the key of C, because they're really elegant and nice, easy embellishments that we can add in. So for example, if you're holding D minor, like this, to make D minor 7, that's an easy one. All we're going to do is just throw down our pinky down to C, right? Affectionately, right? The D minor with the buddy. And listen to the way that sounds, right? A little bit of a different kind of inflection that's happening there. Okay. G7, we're going to leave alone. That's a fellow we can play a lot with later on, but we'll come back to that one. Now we're going over to C. This one, you want to handle this substitution and this embellishment a little bit with care, because it's not going to work in every situation, but it works in a lot. And in this case, it's going to work marvelously. So one of the things we can do, instead of playing just our C chord, our C major, we can water down that chord a little bit. I've always liked I think it's in the Roy Sakuma Treasury of Chord books, that it's the major 7 is a major chord with a touch of romance. I always love that one. So it's just moving down a half a step to the left to that note B. Kind of softens the chord a little bit. Yeah. So C and C major 7. Okay. Lastly, you're gonna love this one. I'm gonna call this the take a break chord here, because basically what we can do is we can play A minor as is, which is already kind of a take a break chord, right? Only one finger. But if we make it A minor 7, even more so, right? No hands. No hands makes it A minor 7. So here's A minor, and here's A minor 7. Okay. So with these little embellishments right here, let's try them together, right? And let's add them on to what we're doing. So we're gonna go D minor. And why don't you make that a D minor 7 by throwing down your pinky? We go G7. We got that one. Let's go to C, which we can soften into C major 7. Yeah. And then we have A minor, which we can kind of soften. That's how I always like to think of them, at least. Soften this A minor to A minor 7 by being open. Okay, one more time. D minor. Add the note. G7 we leave alone. Then we go to C, which we can add that note. An A minor. And then okay. Now, one of the nice things about this idea too, or this concept, right, is that you can mix and match however you want to do it, right? And so I always like to think of it like choose your own adventure. Of course, right, when you're playing with other people, it's always good to keep the ears of other people in mind, right? So just like if you're cooking for somebody, if your friend doesn't like spicy food, don't put spice in it for sure, right? We're going to make it palatable for that individual, right? Because everyone has different tastes. Now, these ones, let's take this taste out for a ride, right? And what I would say try to do is maybe try it with all of these new embellishments. Maybe that directly to C major 7 and A minor 7, right? So, harmony. One more time. This is what it sounds like actually. It's all as 7th chords. It goes like this. Da, 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 da. Da 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 da. Kind of nice. Now, one last thing, and then we're gonna take it through. Yeah, the other axis that we're gonna talk about, and this one, for sure, is a really good one. Yeah. What we can do here is also think about rhythm, right? Kind of like what Craig was talking about with those different strumming patterns that you can kind of even stack on top of each other. And for me, at least for my taste, I really enjoy when those different rhythms are actually stacked up on top of each other. It's always come back to food, but it's, you know, you got something crunchy, it's kind of nice to have something soft, you know? If you got something salty, it's nice to have something sweet, right? Having a little bit of contrast can really help add depth to what you're doing. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to add more. Like in this case, in the harmony, I should say, yeah, we added extra notes to those, so we added a little bit more there. So in this rhythm idea, let's add less. Let's take out, I should say, add less. Let's take out some of those beats. And one of the things that we can do is just kind of glide over the rhythm, right? If we just maybe give a single strum on each change, and we'll just let the ukulele ring out, and that kind of long sound on top of the ch, 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 could be kind of nice, right? So if it's going ch, 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 all right. So let's see if we can't add that in there. Let's see if we can't add that in there as well. Now I'm going to take a quick peek at the chat. I got you guys in my left eye over here. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to throw them up there. Also, you can send me an email too. That's all good.
Quick question for you, Neil. I noticed that a lot of the low G players Well, when
Yes.
when going from that D minor 7 to G7, let me do
Yeah.
let me do this for a second.
Nice.
From that D minor 7 and going into the G7, I notice a lot more of the high G players will typically just go down to the G9.
Okay.
But does it make a bigger difference, you think, having that low G as the root for the G7? Is that kind of why, instead of just that one finger change going from the D minor 7 to the G7, I see a lot more low G players like utilizing that bass note? Is that,
Yeah.
you think, why that is?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I have a theory. I have a theory. The theory. So, I think having the low G and having the root in the bass really helps kind of color the chord as a G, right?
Yeah.
Um, because if we do like a G9 on a low G, the nine, the extension that you're
Yeah.
adding
It's
into
more of
that
a
G is
two,
going on
huh?
in the bass, which I'm not saying is bad, right? It just doesn't feel as strongly as a G.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, especially as playing as a soloist, is like, if you're establishing the song, maybe start off with that G7 with your nice big open G. And as the chord progression, like something like this that repeats itself, becomes more familiar, then you make the deviations, So maybe second verse, third verse, maybe we'll add in and sneak in that little G9, just to kind of pepper it a little bit with something nice. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, great question. Okay. So, two axes. We can go harmony, and we can have different kinds of rhythms, right? And I always want to come back to this, right? Is you can add more or you can take less. And I don't mean that in this is better and this is worse. Most of the time, I feel like when I'm jamming with other people, by playing less, it enhances the whole session more than by adding in like a ton of extra notes and things like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that either, because that's super fun to do. But choose your adventure. So, let's go through it, and I'll have you choose what you want to do. What is the texture that you want to add in? Do you want to do the single strums as I'm moving through the regular rhythm, right? Do you want to add in, maybe try those sevens, or you just want to maybe keep them as is? I'm gonna definitely leave that up to you. Now, so you can kind of maybe hear a little bit of the difference here. What we'll do is on the second verse, that's the "and in July," I'm going to actually do just those single strums, just you can kind of get an idea of what that'll sound like and feel like. And a good practice in counting. All right, let's take it from the top, folks. And always take a big deep breath. Do a little head check. One, two, three, four. I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give your heart a song to sing, and then a kiss much more than this. I wish you love. There we go. And in July, a lemonade to cool you in some leafy glade. I wish you health much more than wealth. I wish you love. My breaking heart, and I agree that you and I could never be. But with my best, my very best, I'll set you free. I wish you shelter from the storm and a cozy fire to keep you warm. But most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love. So a little I wish you love there. Thanks, guys. I hope you had fun jamming that tune. It's a great song. It's a great song. So
It
lots of great
is.
renditions of it as well. So yeah.
Yes, and this song is one that I used to do when I had the restaurant gigs and stuff, I used to play this song a lot.
Nice.
And there's even more cool stuff that you can expand on. I love where you've kind of put us, because I know that you like. I don't know. Have you done a noodling session on this one yet?
Not in depth, because yeah, not in depth, because yeah, there's a lot of fun like little like chord substitutions that you can do like on
Yeah.
the A minor 7, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
And
stuff like
walking
that.
up
Like, turn
to,
around.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Right.
totally when I hear this, I'm like, I totally hear that to give your heart, da da da. Like you can hear that chord movement happening. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Usually when I play this, kind of similarly what happened earlier, it's like C is definitely not my key. It's a little low for me. I usually play it in
yeah.
E flat.
Ah,
But the change itself, wow,
hmm
I'm drawing a blank. I think it's yeah. Da, I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give your heart a song to sing.
yes, exactly.
And right?
Yeah,
That's the one, right? Da, da,
yeah,
da,
it's
da.
totally
Love
the
that.
one. Yep.
That's
Ah,
emotion. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. It's too good. It's too good.
yeah.
Yeah,
That'll
there's
be another workshop. We'll have to invite
there's a
you.
reason
Yeah,
why
yeah.
Neil is one of our favorites, and we've brought him
I'd
along
love
with
to do that work.
a couple ukulele cruises with us and some
Yeah.
retreats, and again, we can't wait to see you in person, Neil. Hopefully, it'll be
Too.
in May.
We're fingers
Fingers are
crossed.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. I have
or
my
else,
toes, my fingers, yeah, all of it.
or else we'll
crossed.
have you virtually for the ukulele festival Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's yeah. And I can't wait just to play music with you like face to face
Yeah.
again. That's gonna be so nice.
Yes. Yes,
Ah.
please. Yes.
But again, please, he does free Monday noodling sessions. What is the official title of your Monday sessions?
I know. I just kind of ran with it at last April. It was Noodles and Hangout. Noodles and Hangout. Because it's
Yes.
just really just like me noodling and we all hanging out, So
Neil's Noodles.
Neil's Noodles and Hang. I love
I
it.
do like cooking too. I know. I was thinking, I could start the double
Yeah.
channel. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can, yeah.
But yeah, Neil is one of the best, and thank you so much for taking some time
Yeah.
and hanging out with us today. This is, again, we wanted today to be so much more relaxing, and we pushed people hard a couple weeks ago with Jake's piano forte workshop.
Yeah. Yep. But it was good. It was really good. Okay.
What is going on? What is?
Oh,
Oh,
we
okay.
could.
So
yeah.
Neil, thank you so much, man. Again, please check out his website, check out his music. Join him on. We'll send out links in our
Yeah. Oh.
our package as well, and to everyone else. I'm gonna put Sarah back on screen. Everyone, give it up for Neil Chin.
Thank you, Neil.
Neil, thank you so much.
It's always such a
You're
pleasure
always-
getting to see you. Yay.
Likewise.
Yes. Bye, Neil.
Aloha, folks.
Aw, Neil Chin.
Oh.
The great thing about Neil is that he's kind of gotten us prepped for what we were going to do to the next song, which is why I chose the song that we're going to do next when I saw what Neil was going to be doing for us. So we can practice some of the things that Neil just went over. So let me actually go, since we all know, let me go through and let's just play this song the way it is written at the moment. So we've got Don't Get Around Much Anymore. And so this one is, a great Duke Ellington standard. And it is the song that we're going to end with today. So let's see if we can pull that tune up. So I kept things very simple for this one. Okay, so here we go. Hold on. Oh, let me take my headphones off real quick. I don't need to have them anymore. Okay. So, 1, 2, 1. Missed the Saturday dance. Heard they crowded A7. Couldn't bear it without D7. G7, don't get around much any C. G7, thought I'd visit the club. C, sorry, there's a mess up in the thing. Got as far as A7. They have asked me about D7. G7, don't get around much anymore. C to C7. F, oh darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but never D7. G7 once, why bring back old memories? C, been invited on dates, might have gone but what for? Awfully different without D7. G7, don't get around much anymore. And let's just end it right there for now, because I want to change things up. So I'm sorry about that second verse. I'll correct it for when we're sending this out to you guys again. I didn't catch that for some reason that it did that. But you can hear that it's just very simple. So let's add some of the things that Neil was talking about. Let's make that C a C major 7. So that major 7, I'm just going to draw the dot up here in red, and I'm going to write MAJ7. So you've got that. We'll leave A7 and D7 alone. And I think we can actually, you know what, why don't we actually do something extra, because I don't want the C to be the only thing that we're changing. So A7, you have the option of adding the 9th note to the chord, which is this little dot here, that red one. I'm just going to write 9. I'll write 9 right there. So if you wanted to add that 9th note, so I have A7, and I can add that note to the 2nd fret of the A string, and I can take it away. A7, add the 9, take it away. And you can take it away and add it as much as you want, because we're playing A7 for a long time, 8 whole beats. So you've got that option. We'll leave D7 alone for now. And I'll write G9 for you just so that you have that as an option if you wanted to play it. G9. And then we get to our chorus, or the B section. And that, I'm going to make it an F6, which will look suspiciously like that D minor 7 that Neil was showing us. Okay. The great thing about this is that little red pinky dot that we are adding to that A string is actually our pivot point for making that shift to that F sharp diminished. So I have that F6 chord, which looks like the D minor 7. I'm lifting up 3 fingers and then whoop, go in there. So we're gonna have a close-up of it coming up. So I've got my F6 ready here. And then I've got my pinky stays, and then I just move everybody around it. Again, F6, darling, I guess. Right? So that makes that change actually, I think, a little bit easier. Thank you, Craig, so much for doing that close-up. I appreciate it. And also, thank you for the reminder that C major 7 is actually written on the chart as well. I like writing it on the C just to remind you that that's the option that we're going to be playing for the song. So there's that. And then I think, yeah, we can play C major 7 again where it says C. And I think those are, the C7. The 9th, if you wanted to play a C9, would be this dot there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just write MAJ7 there. MAJ7. Right. So anytime you see a C, let's play C major 7, which is just the 2nd fret instead of the 3rd fret. And for the 9th chords, you can play them whenever you want. So during A7, you can add the 9th note on any of the beats you want and take it away. It'll sound really nice with your neighbor or with me, since you'll be playing along with me. And then the F6, if you don't want to play F6, you can just play a regular F and it'll sound fine. I'm going to try to play some varying substitutions. And the slash marks are for the G7 in the box for that B section, I have that there saying you just strum it once and then you let there be space, kind of like what Neil was talking about in the last song. So, why bring back old memories? Been invited. Now, I wrote a G7 over been invited because technically a G7 chord would be happening over that if you wanted to keep strumming. But that's what that slash is. And then the other slashes are saying that we have 4 beats of C. So that's what that means at the ending. So great question. Okay, let's just go through and play it. Get your C major 7s ready now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Missed the Saturday dance. Heard they crowded the floor. Couldn't bear it without you. G7 or 9? Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit C major 7. Got as far as A7. And you can add the 9 if you want. They have asked me about D7, G7 or 9. Don't get around much anymore. C7, F or F6. Oh, darling, I'm diminished. My mind's more at C7. But F or F6, but never D7. G7, why bring back old memories? Been invited, major 7. Might have gone, but what for? You can add the 9 if you want. They have awfully different without D7. G7 or 9, don't get around much anymore. Let's turn it around. G7. Whoops, I messed up. I'm so sorry about that. I meant to go to an A7 to turn this thing around, but no worries. So you can hear it's a little bit different. Now there are some places where I might want to play C instead of C major 7. I noticed that specifically in the B section, I actually liked the C to C7 movement because I liked being able to walk through the major 7 for that part. So I would probably play, oh darling, I guess, a regular C. My mind's more at ease. So that's probably something I do there just because I like how it sounds. I may also do that at the end of the second verse too, because it's a C going to C7. And I just like, again, how that sounds walking down to C7. So that's, I'm going to do a highlight on those because I will probably walk down that instead of, and actually hold the real C. All right, let's do it one last time. Oh yes, the software I'm using on the iPad is Notability. And it's very, very handy for writing up stuff and writing out chords and all of that. We love it. And it's only for iPad, I think, unfortunately. So, all right, let's go through it and I'll see if I can actually do the ending correctly this time. All right, can we go a little faster? Is that okay? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Missed the Saturday dance. Heard they crowded the floor. Couldn't bear it without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit C major 7. Got as far as A7. They have asked me about D7, G7. Don't get around much anymore. Walk it down if you want to walk it down. Oh, F or F6, darling, diminished. My C is walking it down. But F6, never D7. G7 once, why bring back old memories? Been invited on dates. Major 7 here. Might have gone, but A7. Awfully different without you. Don't get around A7 for me. G7, awfully different without you. Oh, shoot, that's wrong. Awfully different without you. Oh, shoot. See, I told you I would mess up. I'm so sorry, gang. Let's do been invited on dates. I'll get it right this time, too. Been invited on dates. Might have gone, but A7. Awfully different without D7. G7. Don't get around much anymore. To A7. D7 different without you. G7. Don't get around much anymore. 2, 3, 4. G7. C major 7. You can end the song so many different ways. One of the typical endings is an ending I wrote out underneath, which is where you go to the A7. When you hear people say, turn it around, they're referring to going to, a lot of times, it's going to the 6th chord of the key you're in, and it sometimes can be, it's usually a dominant 7 when you're doing that, because it leads you into the 2 chord, which is that D7, to the G7. Don't get around much anymore. And you can do all kinds of things during that last one. It could be walking up to a C perhaps, or you can do some kind of, right? Like you can do any kind of thing at the very, very, very end if you want. But when you hear somebody say, turn it around, many times they're going to the 6th chord and making it a dominant, and then bringing you back to repeating the ending. And you can do that multiple times. I just had us doing it the once, but you could do it like 3 times if you really wanted to. And then it does, and Nels, it doesn't have to be D minor 7. It can be a D7. That's still okay. Even though D minor 7 is the true 2, because it's 2 chords usually minor, you can totally do a D7 there.
That's not the question.
Oh, that's not the part? I'm so sorry. Needs a D minor instead of G7. I'm not sure which part that is. I'm so sorry. But for this, I did simplify it because there are some extra chords that you will find in this song. So, woohoo! Oh, did I write bear the wrong way? Whoopsies, that's okay. But thank you guys so much. This has been a lot of fun.
And this is the only time actually I'm going to put this up for just a little bit. If you guys do love these live streams, if you want to support the live streams, you can here. Huge thank you to Neo Chin, to David Kamakahi, to Herboto Jr., to Brian Tolentino. We had such a blast today. And, as always, we're trying to keep these live streams as free as possible. We do sometimes have packets that are available for donation, but we always have a free option.
Yes.
Especially during this hard time with the pandemic and everything. There's a lot of people who are still struggling with so many different things that are going on right now. So thank you guys for paying it forward. Thank you guys for helping support live music and this amazing instrument, all the artists that are involved. Again, we have so many things coming up. We're doing a ton of work for the Ukulele Festival Hawaii with the mini events coming up once a month starting in April. We are working on our Hawaii Ukulele Retreat for next year. Send us an email if you're interested in that. We are doing new content for our Artist to Work students.
Yes.
I wonder if I even
We are super excited about that. I don't know when we're going to film it, but I know we will film it. There needs to be more hours in the day.
And, for us, we just hope you walk away inspired, positive. This instrument is so incredibly powerful in how it can just completely change your day. So we hope you had a lot of fun with us today. We hope you learned something new. I think our next one, was it April 10th? Is it right before the mini event?
I think so.
I think it might be as a nice
We'll see
lead-in.
if we'll still do that one.
Yeah, I think April 10th is going to be our next live stream. But again, thank you so much for joining us either live or
or
if you're
replay.
viewing this on a replay. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. And we hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Anything else, Sarah?
The only thing
Well,
is,
special thank you to Carol for
yes, Carol,
helping
thank
out
you,
so
thank
much
you.
in the chat today. Thank you,
I
Carol.
think there was one question. It was like, when was the San Diego retreat going to be? Unfortunately, I think it is going to get pushed to 2022. We had enough people
that kind of voted
that
for
voted.
Hawaii.
That, yeah, I think it was 75% of the people wanted it to be in 2022 instead of this year, just because of the vaccine rollout
just
and
to
everything.
make sure everything was safe, because we going through the cancellation once with
Well, and
resorts
also
was
the
really
hotel
hard.
itself actually told us they would rather it be held in 2022 because they don't know how things with the state are going to be towards the end of the year. So we appreciated the hotel's honesty.
And our next ukulele cruise will probably be
23. I don't know if we can do
probably
it in
23
22.
or late 22, maybe,
Yeah.
if that. Yeah, but that was always fun. We'll have to highlight some of our
Yeah.
past fun moments.
Cameron is with his grandma and grandpa. They went for a walk. He woke up from his nap during Neil's section, actually. And so they went out and took him for a walk. Sorry, we won't have him on today. I'm so sorry.
And as always, if there are things that you've been hoping to learn or want a theme for the next workshop, please send us an email. Let us know. We're doing these things to help you guys be the ukulele player that you want to be.
Yes.
And again, special thanks to our Artist Work students who've been just absolutely amazing through all this. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you all so much. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you April 10th on the next one.
All right. Aloha, everyone. Thank you so much.